All right, so let's get to the question of technology. So in what ways are you using IT, and what are you doing? So you did mention crowdfunding. So what are the kinds of products, the kinds of tools, the sorts of, what does technology do in your context, and how does the technology you're using, how does that link to being a cooperative as well? So if you could talk about both sides a little bit.
That's something which I think is one of the innovations that we have brought up. We see technology as a crucial tool that enables a system that is so complex as we are describing. So having a cooperative, having a bank, having all those information and money flows around it, obviously is a lot of information that need to be taken care about. And use of technology is really crucial to have it done properly. Especially if you look to the banking business, where regulation is extremely complex subject, and many smaller banks and cooperative banks have problems with regulatory requirements. And the regulatory requirements are mostly tied to availability of data. So you need to have your data presented in certain forms to the regulator. And if you don't have a possibility to do it automatically, then it costs you a lot. So what we did, we designed the whole process of everything actually in the cooperative and in the banking to be digitalized as much as possible. So we have the digital register of our cooperative members. We map when they are filling in, they are becoming members and filling their forms, which are also electronic forms. We look into their profile, so we know what they are doing, because it's already part of the information that we have. Then based on that, we have a platform which is similar to internal Facebook, where if you want to find members from certain area, you can just type the name of the area, the region, and then you see all members there. If you are finding somebody who is in some particular business, you can do that as well, from farmers, growing blueberries, to really high-tech companies that are involved in the design and production of spaceships. So that's something which we think is very important, that members get information, who are other members, how to find them, and how to find whatever they need, or almost whatever they need within the cooperative. So one part is this platform for communication between members, but the other one is then tied to the banking process, because most banks have a problem of legacy, especially banks that exist for some time. And legacy means that their systems, which needed to be very secure, very robust, very much reliable, are usually created in period when the bank was starting its operations. So frequently it is, or when the digitalization actually started in 70s, 80s, 90s. And looking from the technology perspective, this is now, those systems are now old-fashioned, they are not flexible, and they are just not able to compete with all requirements from the one side of users who want to have new services and new abilities to manage and directly with their finances. And on the other side, they cannot, without major investments, fulfill requirements of the regulator, which is happening. Having advantage of starting from scratch, we had the luxury to build our own systems, which are designed to be much more flexible, much more automated, that have much ability to collect and analyze much more data. And to present it to members in a way that they want. So, because as a bank, we want to be fully transparent, to allow members to see how we manage their funds, and that because that's what banks do. Bank manage funds of depositors, and here our depositors are members and our owners. So we are using technology which enables them to look publicly, basically to all our decisions about the investing. They can choose that their funds can be used for certain business types and not for others. So they have full control over their portion of funds that banks manages, and they can follow then all projects that they have invested into, how they are performing, and that's really some unprecedented level of transparency that cannot be found in any bank anywhere, as far as I know. And this a lot of the elements that we have in the process are done by use of blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is a technology which for the first time decentralizes a ledger, so some kind of the central recording system. Is very compatible with our vision how cooperatives should function, and with the cooperative idea in general, which is also decentralized, where all members are equal and where members need to develop trust into process that cooperative is doing in order to become more involved in the cooperative. And with this blockchain technology, actually any member of the cooperative can verify that certain transaction, certain investment, and any kind of the process that cooperative is doing is going in accordance with what has been said and what has been reported. So I have really a lot of trust in that kind of approach, because it is then creating trust of people, and it is motivating them to ensure more funds to the cooperative and to the bank to finance their projects through the cooperative to the bank, and that is then natural way how this ecosystem could grow further and gain more capacities and resources.